Welcome back, everyone. Drake Hawkins again, and we're back doing some more Factorio. I'm really excited to do some stuff today that we haven't done for a while, as in expansion. We will be taking things to the west, as per discussed previously. We are going to be going to... Yeah? Train, don't kill me. Well, maybe I should let it. That would have been a good time, right? The base plan is to head west, take this, and take a train from there down here to reconnect it in here, or we could actually come in straight in here, to be honest. This isn't on, this would be on the main line though, and this would stop the route, so that wouldn't work. We need... Yeah. We need a junction in here. We need trains to go out this way. We need... Oh, there's copper down here, eh? Which way is smarter? This way seems like it's less effort to get to. This one is a little bigger space-wise. There's a mammoth amount of coal over there, and we are just about out of coal. Well, 1.5 million isn't just about out, but you know, it might as well be. We're also almost at 270,000 uranium left. I'd like to maybe go for a run, because that's how we do this stuff. Let's just go crazy for a run, shall we? I'd like gates. I'd like them right there, and I'd like to be able to run through. I'd like to be able to check my armor. Lots of lasers. Energy. Oh, I love the new icons. Little shoulder mount thing. That's fantastic. Oh, that's so good. Robo ports, the Mark II batteries. Man, all this is new. Is that a little slipper that you tie onto your boot? That's fantastic. I love the feedback we got yesterday. Was it Power that mentioned this? This is Mr. Fusion. This is Mr. Fusion from Back to the Future. That's exactly what that is. So we could go down this way. What I can do is like totally just expand by building the walls out, or we could expand by like putting a boom boom train and smash everything that way. I can go over here. Oh, the big guys take a little bit of effort, huh? It's been a while since we've been doing some biter squishing. Those guys take a bit of a grind. Don't want to back myself into a corner here, but it literally like downs him in like one blast. That's epic. Give me my base. Look at that, and I'm dodging. And I'm dancing around, and I can just walk into him. Wow. So, I mean, this is one option. It's decently sized. If we compare that to the current copper system, which is here, I feel like this one is... Okay. We go to map mode and go there. So this one is substantially smaller. Okay. Maybe that's not the way to do this. Oh my. I'll go this side. Thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Oh, it's just funny how fast I can destroy stuff with these things. Oh, that chews through the armor shield quick when those worms get a piece of you, doesn't it? The walking laser man. Oh, this is funny. compare this to, like, I don't know, episode whatever it was when we were actually out with the tank for the first time. Yikes. Okay, guys. You're not really an issue, so stop pretending you are. You're a non-entity. Okay, so the copper would be up there. I think I'll wander off this way. This would be faster if we took a vehicle, but, you know. By the time they react to where they're gonna shoot, they're already all dead. It's funny. It's kind of cute. Nice point there from Power in the comments that the upgrade for the artillery shell range is probably going to cause a catastrophic spike in the power demands of the base, because all of a sudden every artillery is going to fire at once, and they're going to go crazy. Wow, that's a lot of fighting to do here. Hold on, it's them big guys. Good, but yay. Come on, boys. Bring it on. Is that all you got? I'm gonna eat through your base with my laser head. I'm more dangerous than a laser kitten. Still haven't taken damage yet. Oh, the big guys really make you dance. They hold your attention. Oh, got hit. As soon as you get hit, man, it goes quick. It's those big guys that tank like crazy. Can't be very predictable, or they eat you alive. Then the acid slows you down big time. That doesn't feel good. Gotta keep your exit strategy. Oh, two of them. Oh my goodness, they took a chew out of me, didn't they? They take a bite out of you hard. This is just purely for the fact that I haven't gone bitering for a while. Is that a word? Is that a thing that we do? Keep dancing around back and forth, and it's a lot of confusion for them. It's really hard on the forearm, though. Messing them up. As long as the big worms or big biters stay off of me long enough for the... Oh. If the biters get a hold of you, man, they just take a piece out of you. 3.5 pieces. All at once. Whew, there goes the base. Alright, that was fun. I just had to. It's been a while. Oh, this is copper over here too, eh? Oh, okay. Is that copper? No, that's stone. It's so covered in those guys. They're trying to predict your movement when they're shooting at you. There's so many of them. That's nuts. Uh-oh, really slowed. The slowing effect stacks too, which is a beast. Nice. Yeah, so this is not actually a relevant target. This is not copper, so... Oh my, hello. I believe that is an attack squad forming. My goodness. How fun is this? It's probably more fun to play than it is to watch. It's like one of those old arcade games from my childhood. Probably from antiquity for half of you, but you know. Centipede, done right. This is the natural evolution of the game, Centipede, maybe? Alright, then all of that would be reasonable. mining location. Whoa, why is my... Oh, I'm standing on acid. I'm like, why is my armor bouncing? So that's bigger. But not a lot. Well, it's pretty decent. Wait, what? What's happening? Why you gotta be like that, dudes? Why you gotta be like that? There's a ton of iron over here. Tank it. Oh, don't tank it. Oh, did they ever delete my armor? So the big biters just do not slow down. That's a 90-point hit. That's the largest hit as of right now. I just got hit by 90 damage. That was only one of them, and they hit me multiple times there, so... That achievement needs a single solid hit, though. So biters are never going to give you that. Has to be like a train. Okay, so continuing our slightly aggressive adventuring. Every once in a while, you got to show them who's boss, you know? Who's got the lasers, huh? All right. So if we, I mean, it's clear enough that if we go this way, we would change this. So maybe we box out like this. But that's a lot of building. That's just a lot of building. We could also put just a copper facility out there. Go immediately. Hi guys, what you doing? Sleeping? Sleeping on the job, are you? We could go immediately out here. But then there's no real pardon me, there's no real entry point. I mean train wise. Hello, strange biter things. Okay, well, let's see. How about down... What I could do is just build the track and work my way out. Would that make more sense, maybe? If we just built a junction here. If we put in that there. Whoa. Weird that the train came through just then. Let's do that and that. And there. That's amusing. It leaves the shape weird. So we could do a track that comes out that I love those. We could do a track that comes out this way. That would fit, right? And then, I mean, we don't have a... You know what I should do? I should make this a four-way, right? Yeah, probably. Oh, that's going to be requiring me to replace all that. Oh, I was going to back it. There we go. Like that. What I actually wanted, and then we'll put this guy down here in case we want to make a full junction through there. That is a beautiful design, Kitch. If you guys didn't catch it before, those are... Oh. That's Kitch's videos. He friend of the channel and has his own YouTube channel, does a lot of Factorio stuff, and some of my favorite other games that I don't cover on the channel here yet. Anyways, things like Dwarf Fortress and Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead and stuff like that. So he's got some really fantastic content and a lot of fun stuff there. So if you guys are looking for something that is both Factorio, fabulous, and not as derpy as Drake's, then that's probably where you want to go. Kitch's videos. You can find him at Kitch's videos at YouTube. Let's see. How are we going to expand this, though? That's the big question. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. I think that's the answer. I think we just solved a problem. Riddle solved. Let's go like this. Like that. And then we'll put this here and here. There. We'll do another one here and here. Lovely. They seem to love these corners, don't they? Okay, so beef that up a little bit. The lasers are not going to be able to be in there the same way, so we'll take those out. We'll put a track that goes right, flailing right on through. And I want to remove the dragon's teeth right out in front, at least that much of them. Okay. And then if we put track down here, that's the layout it would have to have. Then we'd have to put gates in each of those. I don't know if that's enough. Can a train go through there? Ah, not that. That'd have been terrible. There you go. Yeah, it does. It works fine, I think. Okay. So then we head off this way. And this track could actually pick up down here and here. So we could just have two of them blasting in. And then another station come in here. So do we just make them the ore thing and put the smelting in here? Or do we smelt it on the spot? I think we just put the ore collection. And drop off the ore like we do. The ore basically becomes the input here. Then each of these is going to feed... Okay, what I need to know is, what I need to think about is if I make a ore facility. Let's pretend we're doing like something. Oops. How many is that? 12? 11? Okay, if we did something like let's look at this before we go any further with that build. Let's fix this actually. Lasers need to be like everywhere. Like that, and we'll put some in behind as well. Okay, just so the doors are properly, the gate is properly guarded there. And I think we'll take this and we'll put him right in here as well. Make sure that happens. Alright, so I could make a train that actually had an artillery on it as well. That would be interesting. So we could put like 3 or 4, well, maybe just 2 ore pickups on each train, and put an engine in each engine or 2, and then also put an artillery car or 2 on each train. That would be an interesting twist. Might be something fun to do. So what I got here is 12 units, right? These are 12 electric furnaces, and if I put each of them to have production 3 modules in them, okay. Now, they have 2 production 3 modules in them, putting them at minus 30% speed. Okay. If we do that, how many do we need for a whole line? Conversely, what I could do, instead of just doing that, we could do the beaconing. Over here, I think we'll grab a nice long line of beacons somewhere. There you go. Beautiful long line of beacons right up here. How many is that? 15? That's probably more than, or less than I need, actually. That one, it has to hit there. Actually, 16 would be our number. I do believe I am wrong, actually. I am totally wrong. This one, does this one catch? No. So 14 is our number? No, that seems wrong. Oops, what did I just undo? What did I just undo? Oh boy. That undo button, it's dangerous. Okay, give me this. Don't run yourself over, dude. Put that down there. Again. Gotta stop using that undo button. Okay. Now I gotta go copy it again. Arg. Okay, up here. Where are you? Where'd you go? This'll do. Copy. Boop, 13 of them. Alright, I don't think that'll actually do. I need the last one to cover that edge. That should be right like that. I must have done it wrong the first time. There, that covers this beacon, reaches that guy, okay? And then we go a few more to make sure this last one, it's kind of hard to see when it's properly covering, but that one there kind of covers it. So there we go. Each of them have, there's 15 there. Does that make 1, 2, 3, 4 for the outside guy? So all of them then should have 4, right? Let's arbitrarily pick this one, and we'll say the guy right above me. 1, 2, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, each of them would have 4 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the end. Okay, that works. So that many is what? 15? 15. Okay, and then we double it down here, right? And you got this crazy amount of ore needed. Probably more than we can produce. I'd bet you anything that this is going to put out more than a full belt. So let's not do that side. Let's do one side. Is this going to produce more than a... Oh, I need power, don't I? What I need is... those beautiful things right there. Now, what's your production rates? You are 170%. Okay. 170%. They normally take... let me just look it up again. Factorio ratio. I want the calculator or the cheat sheet. Cheat sheet is the one I'm looking for. The FactorioCheatSheets.com. That's the one I need. What I need to look at is the ratios of, and I can actually bring this up for you guys. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. FactorioCheatSheets.com, and the production of buildings needed to fill output belt. Okay. Buildings needed to empty input belt. So if we look at the electric furnaces, to empty a blue input belt, we need 36 electric furnaces, right? Oh, that's steel, sorry. We're looking here for iron and copper. That's weird. Oh, right. No. Electric furnace, copper. 72 to empty a blue belt. And we need 72 to fill a blue belt. Okay. Keeping that in mind, shut that off. There we go. Keeping that in mind, how does this pan out? 170. Question is, the math on that I am not 100% sure on, and we need to check it. So let's see. Times 170%. Right, or plus 170%. So normal crafting speed is there. Sorry, just trying to do math on the fly. So normal crafting speed is 2 at 170%. We're at 5.4 crafting speed. So if 72 was a full belt, we need, if they were crafting speed 1, we need double that amount, right? Which would be 144. If we divide that by the crafting speed of 5.4, we get 26.66, so 27 of them. So that is my thoughts on the math. Is that right? 27 of them to do a belt. So this would be 24. Then 25, 26, 27. This is 28. Alright, and we need to copy this to extend the line so that the last one is also covered there. Good. And then this is awkward positioning, but we'll get that out of the way. And then we take this and remove that line there. Line that up. And then each of them will have half of an iron belt, or a blue belt, I guess, on the outsides. Yes. So we'll actually have the ye old split. So we'll have a blue belt that comes in and in and does this. Input here, blue belt goes up. There. Back to the good old days, huh? It's nostalgic of the good old days anyways. And there is our, that's convenient, there's our output belt. It goes like that. That is going to be a fully compacted blue belt. And then they can stack side by side with those speeds. Now, that's really compact this way. It's if we stack these vertically like we did on the other ones, for instance, we did over here, this is a little more than half as wide as this, the build that we've got over here, but it's much taller, much taller. That's fine, I'm okay with that. So that belt then would have, does blue even keep up with that? Old school Drake builds smelting facilities like we did back in the day. Does this feel nostalgic, guys? We've done such a nostalgic run today. It's been like fighting biters really hard and dangerously with our infinite powered lasers. Oh, we came close to it. They hit our shields a couple times. If that counts as dangerous. That would do there. I'm just going to take these out entirely to make sure we have the power supplies as needed. And then we medium power these. So I got to reach to there first. And we'll put this one, I don't know, tuck it in there. Sure, we'll do that. And then this guy is actually, interestingly enough, that's... Oh, you know what I want? I don't want this at all. No, I don't. I want something different. Oh, I got a much nicer idea. Okay. So, when they're unloading, they unload onto a belt, they have to wait for the tile, for the 1/4 of the side. So, each of these fills 8 units on one of these tiles. So, there'll be 4 across the top, 4 across the bottom. Which means, if there is 3 on there, they have basically have to wait for the 1/4 of the belt time, so they have to kind of slide it into the right spot. If, however, these are undergrounds, they don't have to do such waiting. Like that. So these are undergrounds that go to the right, and that means that they are going to gather stuff, or compress stuff on the belt. Fine, as long as the tile that they're placing on does not have all, I guess it'd be all 4 of its spots filled on the side that they're opposite of the inserter. If it's counting this tile as having 3 on the bottom, on this lane, this side of the lane, then it'll automatically drop and just auto compress. So that's a nice featurette there. There we go, like that build. And then what I can do is have a nice, beautifully placed there, and there. Haha, look at that. Now that is a slick pig right there. Let's throw some power on the end, and bada boom. there's our build for our smelting thing. Now, you guys tell me if that works. What we do is bring a full blue belt in here, off the basically off of the smelting train. The train comes in and drops ore. Is the option. Well, option A is to make these right next to these things. So clear out some space, make one big area. They mine, they go directly into them, and they spit out the stuff onto a train. That would be then the metal produced. In this case, we are actually transporting less volume on the train if we smelt it locally, because we're using production modules. So these guys will get a production of 20% increase. So we'll put in... Oh, yes. With the production modules on here, what's going to happen is these belts will not... We can make 5 of these. We can have 4 blue belts come off the train, right? So we're going to have 4 blue belts come off the train, and then they can split into however it ends up being. I'll have to look it up for a second. I don't have it on the top of my head. I have to, some magical way we split it into whatever, right? It becomes a 5-way something, and then it comes out as 5, which then go into those, and 5 independent smelting machines like this will output 4 belts divided into 5, and it'll come out as 5 belts of copper, 5 full belts of plates, even though we're only putting in 4 belts of blue, because without these production ratios, without the plus 20%, this build makes this build consumes, if I've got the numbers right, consumes a full belt of blue belt of copper ore, and outputs a full blue belt of copper plate. With the production, it should be 1 1/4 belts of copper. So this is the build here. We have basically 100 pieces of belt, 56 inserters, 34 beacons. We got 28 smelters. That's what I'm looking for there. 28 smelters. And each of the smelters themselves has production 3s in them. 2 production 3 modules. Producing a dramatic energy consumption, 30% reduction in electricity, a 160% increase in power use, and a 10% production use or increase. So you get 20%, which means every one time they do this, 5 times gives them 6. Is that right? So if I've got my math right, we can put in 4 belts of blue and output 5 belts of blue. Input 4 full belts of ore, output 5 full belts of plate. That's what I'm trying to say. I think this is right. So the thought then is to go ahead and get a mine on here and a mine on here, and dump copious amounts of materials into the base, and then smelt the crap out of it. I'm thinking this whole area right here becomes smelters. Zoom right down from here to here. I don't know how many it's going to take, but probably lots. If I could maybe... Yeah, that's fine. They'll double down, so these ones will project their beacon power onto the next row. So each of these beacons will affect 2 rows of smelters. Each smelter will only have 1 row of speed beacons on it. Alternatively, we could go with this sort of thing. Let's get out of map mode. Hold on. We could go with what we had originally looked at, like where we have the line of this, and then we have these guys. Like that. It would be longer than 4, obviously, but that's the idea. That, and then we have the input belt here and the output belt here. But the percentage for the production modules, oops, if these are production modules, then we're actually outputting more than a belt Like if we take in half a belt of copper here, and we output a belt here, we're actually outputting more. So we would have to do like some sort of... yeah, I don't think it would work. We'd have to actually be able to remove the copper from the system early, which we could do. We could. That would speed them up to some other percentage that's not telling me because they're not built. So that puts them at 370% speed. So they're going to go obnoxiously fast. So we do 144 divided by 9.4 would give us 15 to fill a belt. Not 15 per side, 15 to fill a belt. So this doubled there is a belt. That's really compact. Can we even output it that fast? I'm distracting myself. I was going to be quick today. I was going to not go really long. That didn't turn out well, did it? I don't think we can even put that out fast enough. Like, that is there, and then we'd have to do like this. No, this. And then have like that, because we'd have like 2 belts coming out here. Wouldn't we? We'd have more than a full belt of ore. And they would consume a lot more than a full belt of ore. So we'd have to have... Man, you wouldn't be able to feed it off of 2. Okay, you would have to have... like this. And you wouldn't even be able to fill that. Those 4 to there. And then you'd have to have the same sort of... Oh my goodness, you couldn't even do this. You'd have to have another input for ore somewhere? I don't know, can you... Oh, maybe. Maybe actually this would work. I don't know if the volume... I'm just kind of thinking here, which is dangerous most times, but... if we do the same thing here, what we're doing is basically... The idea that I have, I don't know if it's panning out right, but the idea I have is that each of these machines... no. This would have to come differently. How do we get that input? No, we don't have that. We don't need an input like that at all. It needs to be the other way. So we have a second belt that comes in here and does that. Does that work? This is convoluted nonsense. So this is our output, right? And that puts onto that belt. Well, that's not even going to be... Jeepers. Is that going to work even? It's going to go like that. And that. No. I don't know if I can do this. This guy goes this way, this way, this way. Okay, so these two pile onto that side of the belt, the outside of the belt, comes down here and becomes... Oh, that's the top side still. I need it to become the inside of the belt. I don't think I can do that. So those two are firing off there. They're filling half a belt, which they need to fill. That's not going to work. That's going to be bottlenecked right there. So you need to input like this and like this. That's your feed that comes in on that top belt. This one has its own feed that comes in there, stops there. So half a belt, or one belt down here, another belt up here. This is like hyper compact, but I don't know if this fits. Well, we could, if we had like that, that would feed the top, and this guy could feed the bottom. Right? So that gets unloaded there, goes through here, is on the bottom line. This one feeds there, is on the top line. Oh, that works. How's that even the thing? I don't know. I really don't know if that's even a thing. Okay, that's the output. What if I do it differently? That is the output for there. So this side then needs to go, oh my goodness, this side needs to do the same thing. Can't do that. Doesn't fit. Can we? There instead. To there. Jeepers. This is so convoluted. That needs to go onto, like, a different side of the belt. This is the same problem I just had. I need it to come... No. I need to go down onto the bottom of a belt, not the top. But that's not going to work because that's going to be half of the bottom of a belt. Right? You're going to be on the bottom of the belt. No. It's only going to feed half a belt into the side. This is only going to feed half of a belt. And they're all going to be on the top, so they'll hit that. That will work, actually. So this doesn't need to be done. That's a little too complicated. I could just do this. Right? Those are going to feed only on one side. So they'll be on here, they'll come through here, and they'll hit smack into there full speed. That becomes the bottom side of this belt, which cannot continue on there because that would be counterproductive. We need it to do this, like that. There. Oh, that works. Oh, that works. I mean, I kind of got to see this work, right? We really kind of want to see this work. So, one of these two theorems is totally wrong. Somebody is going to fix this problem with this nonsense that I've just made, I think. Jeepers, guys. Chill out. It's just a train opening. I know you're a little upset. My rocket speed, or my artillery range hasn't even increased yet. Sheesh. Okay. Oh my goodness, we're way over time. Okay, so this is the probable simplest way to do it. Right? It's fairly big, fairly complex. If I'm not mistaken, this does the same productivity. Because it's the productivity percentage is still 20, but the speed is 370 versus this one's speed of 170. So this guy's actually going to have slightly not enough, like I think it's 7. No, wait. Oh, it's double that I needed. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So that doesn't need 2 belt input or all of this. I think I'll have to do that in the next episode. I think I got to rethink this one because I was thinking that 8 was enough. 8 is not enough. 15 and a half is enough. So we need double this. And that would make it really bizarre. That would make all the belt weaving I just did weird. But we could also do that whole thing. And it's a little more beacon intensive, but we could do that right here. But then we probably don't need all this weaving and nonsense, right? Right? Probably not. Okay, let's do this. I know, we're way over time. You guys can feed output like this. And you're going to be more than a belt, though. That's the problem. Which is fine, because halfway through we can do one of those and one of these. Like that, right? To there. So we got a little more than half than the full belt. Then we just take however many this is at the end and max it down. Input, however, is going to be a full belt. That's the whole point, right? No, it's not. No, I'm doing this math wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Okay, I gotta step back from it, think this through again. This is 16 machines, which is more compact than the 28 up there, for sure. But how is our feed? This is the problem I have. Does this produce more than... Will this consume more than a belt? No, this should consume... Together, these should consume a whole belt. That's the whole point of this math. So, if I put a belt input here, that should be fine. It should use up that full belt by the time it gets to the end. Outputting slightly more than a belt, or 20% more than a belt. That's what I think this is, but my brain's a little overburnt from all of this. So let's rethink, let's step back and rethink this. And possibly, oh, that is slick, isn't it? That is real slick. Yeah, if this is indeed viable, then that's pretty beautiful looking. Like that. That's what I'm thinking. Right? We do that. Look at that beast. Is that legit? Too legit to quit, huh? I think that actually works. So these two build and then dump onto another belt. These should be, there should be some sort of section part of the way through here that does something different though. Yeah, we might need to do different with these. Each of these should actually go straight to there. And do that, I think. Methinks. And this has to go to that side, yes. Good. Alright, stop. Stop, Drake. You gotta stop. Got it. One more save, Ma. One more minute. That. So these ones double down. They put that stuff, then, and these two. So these two and these two produce this belt. These two and these two produce this belt, which would be slightly more than a half belt. Like a quarter more than than half a belt, and then they compress back together into some sort of menagerie afterwards, some sort of combiner afterwards. This should consume half of a blue belt. This should consume the other half of a blue belt. So presumably somewhere in here is the input of a full blue belt. Is this right? This is equivalent to that. It's just a little taller and a fair deal more compact with less machines and less power need, or about the same power need. Hold on. You guys have 34 and you guys have 33. The number of okay, the number of beacons, 34 there. Oh, wait, yeah, 33 there. 16 smelters, 28 smelters. So, if either of these works, let me know. Let me give me your feedback on how and what this nonsense would actually do. And I think if I do that on this side, that'll work, because we can switch that to being down here. Yes, and I can just take this and put it in there. And there, and then this guy just needs to go to here. There. Okay, that's my thoughts. I don't know if it's dumb, crazy, workable, magic. I don't know. Let me know what you think of those two builds. And not at all what I intended to do today, but oh, that doesn't quite clip that one, does it? Oh, well, we'll fix that. We can do that instead. All right, thank you everybody for joining me, and we will see you in game.